Today we're going to talk about India and its national debt. After the video, you can decide whether or not you believe India is a good place to invest in the future. And I'm going to give you enough information where you might be able to make that decision. First of all, let's talk about India's national debt. India has a public debt, which public debt means that the debt is owed to investors, sometimes in foreign governments, or mutual funds. India also has, I should mention pension funds also, intra-government debt, which that India owes to agencies, outside agencies, like, for example, the IFM, the International Monetary Fund, or the World Bank would be things of that nature. What does India owe? India owes $1.1 trillion in national debt, compared to the United States of $36 trillion. 1.2 trillion versus 36 trillion, a population of 1.5 billion versus a population of about 360,000 people. There's something called purchasing parity power. This is how countries are measured in terms of the actual power or buying power the consumer has. In the case of India, it's less than $5,000 a year. In the case of the United States, it's $65,000 a year. The gross domestic product of India is not really. It's kind of healthy, but there are certainly right now some recessionary problems going on in India. Who holds the debt? And that's important. There's something called multilateral debt. And that is the debt that is owned by certain agencies. And in India, that would be the Asian Development Bank. They hold most of India's multilateral debt. That is debt basically that is exclusive of debt that's owned to another country, and that would be bilateral debt, in which the United States owns most of India's debt. A key thing to remember is something called the rating services. And the reason why that's important is because when you go out and finance debt or refinance debt, it's like your FICO card, if your FICO score in the United States. If you have a good credit rating, you get a good rate. If you have a poor credit rating, you get a poor rate. In the case of India, India has what is known as a triple B minus rating. That is called junk bond rating. But when you hear the word junk bond, that doesn't necessarily mean it's trash. It means that there's been some problems with that organization. And in India, that is the case. So that becomes a problem when India goes out and tries to borrow to build or borrow to refinance their debt. India became independent in 1947 from the UK. It was a poor agrarian country, limited industry. Tariffs were placed on a lot of Indian imports to keep the infant industry in India going. India also was doing a lot of central planning. They've had 5-year plans. I believe they've abandoned that. I'm not really sure. Some benefits in India is that they have a low literacy rate. The population is the largest population in the world, which is a good thing. They have to build out their infrastructure. There's basically very little highways, roads, railways, and electrical and broadband infrastructure. But principally, India is unbanked. Some of the issues in India today is the middle class is discouraged. There's tremendous inflation. Urban job growth has slowed. The debt has become an issue. The way Indians handle their debt now, as I said, most of them are unbanked. There are certain methods like saving certificates, the postal services, where people deposit their money. The population is a positive in India, as I said. There's a lot of young people. They speak English. The low cost of labor, the low debt is very, very important. It's relatively a stable political environment, and Prime Minister Modi's goal is to build out smart cities and do something about the remittance of money coming back to India. So basically, that's India at a global, high-level viewpoint. My opinion is I think India is investable. It's long-term. You have to be patient. But I must advise you, I'm not a financial fiduciary. This is just my commentary. I think you should look at it. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And have a great day. Bye.